A couple of weeks ago I demonstrated the Pi MT32 as a portable sound module for a MIDI-only controller such as MIDIKalimba. I'm working on a smaller Pi Zero version of that. I'm a desktop person and have been a bit backward in using mobile devices for music, though I'm aware that people have been using Ether with their phone or tablet. Once I tried it, it seemed like such an obvious solution for using your MIDIKalimba on the go. At this point, I can only talk about the iPhone, but I assume it'll be just as easy with Android. In my case, my phone has a Lightning connector, so I need one of these. It has a female USB-A port on the other end, sometimes called on-the-go or OTG adapters. This one has a picture of a camera on it, but the listing says that it can be used with a flash drive, USB microphone and other things, and indeed it can. It wasn't the cheapest or the most expensive. I assume that this is even easier with a phone or tablet that has USB-C. Once I had this adapter, things just worked, with no setting up, no permissions or anything else. It seems that anything that expects MIDI input will receive the MIDI. I later found that there's a setting that allows USB devices to work when the phone is locked. It was also useful to extend the auto lock time so that the screen stays on while you're playing. Obviously, you'll need to run some kind of application that expects MIDI and produces sound. I'm already a fan of Decent Sampler, so that was my first stop. I use it as a plugin for Logic Pro, but they have a standalone app for various platforms, and that's what I'm using here. There are many sampled instruments to use within Decent Sampler, some free, some paid. This kalimba has controls for tone and reverb. I'm not recommending or endorsing Decent Sampler, it's just one option of many. The phone is powering MIDIKalimba and receiving the MIDI data all over a single lead, so it's even more convenient and portable than the MT32 Pi, especially as you always have your phone with you anyway. With this particular adapter, I don't have a physical audio jack, so I'll be listening to the phone's speaker. I found that with Bluetooth headphones or speaker, you can feel the latency. But I have found similar USB adapters that do have an audio jack. A couple of things to watch out for. Many sampled instruments have a limited range. For example, this kalimba only plays sound for notes between C3 and C5. This choir only plays notes between B2 and G3, presumably David's vocal range. Also related, what some things call octave 3, others call octave 5, so if you hear nothing, try changing octave. Any MIDI note is tied to a specific channel. It seems that most things listen to all channels by default, but if your sound module is expecting sound on a specific channel, MIDIKalimba's controls allow you to choose the MIDI channel.